Hi, this is Ron Davis on behalf of the National Burglar and Fire Alarm Association. And we're here with Mike Miller. And Mike is wearing two hats as he sits here. The first hat is President of the National Burglar and Fire Alarm Association. And the second hat is, what is your title there? You've changed that a couple of times at Moon Security, but you're really running the company, are you not?
No.
Sort of? Don't be modest, come on.
Actually, I have a title, Chief Bottle Washer, but...
Chief Bottle Washer and General Manager and Vice President. Yeah. How are you viewing the recession we're supposed to be in, and what are you doing to protect your company?
Actually, that's a good question. We're doing a lot of things.
Okay, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we're recognizing that the economy is lower and slower, and so we're looking at all of our costs and looking where we may have to reduce, and we have done that. We're also looking, though, on the other side. We have to make sure that how can we look at opportunities out there from a sales perspective so that we can grow our business and kind of go with a two-prong attack as far as growing our business. We have a lot of good things that are happening within the business itself. We have several family members that are within the company. We're running roughly 180 to 190 employees right now, and so it keeps us real busy on all sorts of different fronts.
Okay. Now, when you talk about planning for cutting costs and reducing expenses, how do you actually do that? Do you bring everybody together? Do you look at every item that you have on the balance sheet? What's the process?
Yeah, it was a tough process, and we actually did this about 8 weeks ago now. And we sat down with top management and with accounting group and just did an evaluation based upon how are we doing, what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong, and then do we really need that cost? And some of the answers were real interesting because whenever we talk about costs, and let's face it, our biggest cost is labor, and so we never like to deal with that, and so we had to ask real tough questions. But some of our other answers were going green, which we don't really talk about all that much, but we looked at our paper processes and flow that way as just one example that we addressed. So we were kind of going through nuts and cracks and bolts and everything
all
else
that good
just to
stuff.
see.
Well, when was the last time before this that you did that?
Years.
Honestly.
Years. It's been years.
So, in other words, what the talk of the recession has done has forced you to evaluate and analyze your company in a way that you probably should be doing anyways.
Absolutely, and if there was one other lesson, that was part two on this, is that we have recognized that, okay, we need to look at it on a monthly basis, not on a once every 20-year basis.
Good for you, Mike, good for you. And did you find that you made some decisions that you hadn't expected to make?
There was some good, some painful. So.
Just to give our watchers a perspective, your company is how large? How many accounts do you have?
We're running roughly 5,300 accounts. We're an SDM top 100 company. Okay. 185, 190 employees. Running RMR is running around $195,000.
Wow. That's a little bit larger than when I came there a few years ago, isn't it?
We have grown.
You sure have. And, you know, humble aside, that's pretty much all you in terms of leadership.
No.
Yeah, come on.
No, and I was hoping I'd have this opportunity. But I have a mother that's the president of our company. And when we bought the company in 1984, she made it a real good point of making sure that a lot of us family members worked, had jobs, and then from that point, that was the real reason why we did all of this. And then we have grown it to where now we have something, a legacy that we can pass on to our other family members and be a real asset within the community that we work in.
So other companies or other managers or owners of companies that run family businesses can learn from what Ruth, your mother, did originally. And what was it that she did that was an overriding principle?
Ruth Ann has always made sure that family was for the business was for the family. Mm-hmm. And what was good for one had to be good for both. And at the end of the day, we were still going to be family.
Okay. I hope everybody that's watching this and listening to this rewinds this portion and watches it again, because what you've just expressed is a profound wisdom in this or any other business. All right, let's shift gears. Put on your NBFAA hat. Now, in the middle of all this, you're just a huge company in the top 100 in the alarm business, which you kind of run, sort of, and you take on the role of presidency of the leading industry association. How are you managing to do both of these things?
Well, I got permission.
Okay.
And actually I had a good conversation with my wife first and got permission that way, and went back to my mother, make sure that we knew where we wanted to go with this, because we knew it was, the timing may not have necessarily been the greatest for us, but we felt like it was a good opportunity to give back to the industry of what's been given to us. And so we talked to my mother and said, we think maybe we wonder if we really should. And her ongoing response was, do you want to do it? Yes, I think I can make a difference. And she said, okay, let's do it. And we actually came back and said, we're not sure that you're thinking with your heart instead of your brain. But our next process was we got permission then from the rest of the family members and our managers, because we knew that if I was going to be gone, as much as I've been gone, and I put in 50,000 miles in the first 6 months, 12 trips, and it's just been hopping all over the place, then that would put a burden on the rest of the family and managers. We've
heard before about networking and how important it is to be a part of things. Do you think that pays dividends?
The whole networking prospect is phenomenal. I know as an NBFAA president, and I'm promoting our members to get together and share information. I have members that I share P&Ls with, and everyone's always careful with that. I have members who share their operation processes, their sales processes, their risk management processes, as an example. What kind of equipment do you use? What kind of equipment don't you use? What kind of software? Are you happy? Are you unhappy? Where's the problem lies? And you can have those one-on-one dinner type arrangements, and you get feedback just amazing, and it's a sharing moment. And I appreciate all those that do it for me, as well as myself being able to do it for them.
And we've been talking with Mike Miller, the president of the NBFAA and chief bottle washer of Moon Security, which is in the top 100 in the industry. Mike, I thank you for sharing these ideas, this insight. You've been a good guest.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Rob.